We live in a society where a character like the Joker is seen as some kind of hero by disgruntled young men. A character known for being a psychopathic supervillain is now being paraded as a literally me type of figure. Over the past few years, we've seen so many portrayals of the Joker, with varying degrees of success and critical acclaim. Some have been downright cringe, and others have been Oscar-winning performances.
Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight.
Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Inspired by these performances, there's been a growing number of young men who see the Joker character as a role model and someone they can relate to. I'm here to set the record straight. The Joker is not a role model. He is not a figure of masculinity, and he is definitely not someone to admire. Before I continue to shit on the Joker, I have to preface that I do like the Joker as a fictional character. He is chaotic and unpredictable, which makes him incredibly entertaining. But that's it, he's entertaining. There's nothing about his philosophy or way of life that should be admired. I mostly blame Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal as Arthur Fleck in Joker as a big reason as to why young men see the Joker as their hero. The Joker character in all its mythos has always been a villain, excluding multiverse shenanigans. Whether it's Cesar Romero's portrayal in the 60s Batman show, or the Lego Joker, the character being a narcissistic psychopath is consistent with every iteration of the character. These are not masculine qualities, nor are they qualities to admire, and Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal is no different. But something that is different about his version is that it is greatly admired as a revolutionary icon, both in universe and even in the real world. Not only a hero against the rich upper class, but also a hero for angry young men. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm definitely not trying to defend the elite. Call me a healthcare CEO, but there's something about a character known for being a psychopathic murderer being a working class hero that just rubs me the wrong way. And I say this as someone who loves the first Joker movie. A lot of people, like myself, love this movie because to an extent we relate to Arthur. We relate to the feelings of alienation, the feelings of powerlessness against bullies. The first Joker movie serves as a revenge fantasy. It's almost cathartic to see Arthur end his bullies in a twisted sense of justice, to get back at the society that let him down. This movie speaks to the worst of us. This is why Arthur Fleck's Joker, being a revolutionary icon, just doesn't feel right. Arthur's killings are blind to socio-economic status. His victims all come from different backgrounds. Yes, the three men in the subway are relatively wealthy and educated, and Murray Franklin is a famous late-night TV host. But his mother is mentally ill like him. Randall is a clown for hire like him. Arthur didn't kill them in the name of anti-capitalism. He killed them simply because he was wronged by them. He doesn't have any innate philosophies in life. He just killed them out of revenge.
No, I don't believe in any of that. I don't believe in anything.
And this idea of Arthur Fleck's Joker being an icon and a heroic figure is destroyed in Joker Folie à Deux. I have a confession. I really liked Joker Folie à Deux. Despite the negative reviews, I really enjoyed the movie. And I'm tired of pretending that I don't. A lot of people were disappointed to see their hero fall in the movie, but that's the reason why I loved it. In the court scene in Joker 2, Gary Puddles gives a heartbreaking speech about how Arthur scared him so much that he couldn't work anymore, and how he is a victim of Arthur's crimes, even though Arthur saw him as a friend.
I couldn't do anything that day. I felt so small. I was reminded how powerless I really am.
We see something crack in the Joker after Gary's testimony. He hurt someone he didn't mean to hurt. Someone that didn't deserve it. Later on, we see fellow inmate Ricky get killed by one of the prison guards because he was singing in support of Arthur. This causes Arthur to do something drastic the next day in court. He shows remorse.
I killed 6 people. I wish I didn't, but I did.
This causes the downfall of the Joker persona. The fantasy is gone. Joker 2 is very meta in how he understands that fans of the first movie may not enjoy how different the sequel is.
Because I got the sneaking suspicion that we're not giving the people what they want.
And the movie doubles down on this by completely destroying the character of Arthur's Joker. A character that never should have been someone to support in the first place. Arthur shows sorrow and regret for his actions. He wishes he did not commit those murders. Something completely off character for someone like the Joker. Ironically, Arthur showing remorse is one of the bravest things he does in the movie. The movie ends with Arthur being killed by presumably the real Joker. Arthur Fleck's depressingly unceremonious death feels fitting, as Arthur Fleck is not someone to be celebrated in the first place. Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight is the blueprint for edgy clowns that guys love to imitate. He's like the cool older brother of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. In the movie, the Joker gives 2 different origins for his facial scars.
I don't know how I got these scars.
The first reason he gives is that his abusive father carved his face. Later on in the movie, he says that he did it to himself after seeing his wife one day with facial scars. We don't know if any of these stories are actually true, but they do have something in common. The fact that these stories are tragic. The origins for his scars serve as justifications for why he is the way he is. He has seen the worst of humanity and has allowed it to become the basis for his humanity. The Joker persona is a reaction to the injustice he faced. In the comic Batman: The Killing Joke, we see a version of Joker's origin. How he was a married man struggling to make it as a comedian, but in a single day, his wife is killed in an accident, and in a crime gone wrong, he falls into a pit of chemicals that permanently changes how he looks, ultimately causing him to go insane. I find it so interesting that despite the many origins the Joker has, they all have one thing in common. It's tragic, and these tragedies push him into evil, which makes it even more poetic that the Joker is the arch nemesis to Batman, who also has a tragic backstory, with his parents being murdered in front of him as a child. However, this did not make young Bruce Wayne into an evil supervillain. In fact, it did the opposite. Young men relate to the Joker because at some point in their lives, they faced some form of cruelty against them. The Joker shows them an easy way to respond to it, by being cruel back. We live in a society where it's easy to be a pessimist, where it's easy to allow unfortunate events to make us cruel. I believe it takes real strength to still be optimistic and hopeful, despite life's hardships. Batman and the Joker are 2 sides of the same coin, as they both faced hardships earlier in their lives, but one allowed it to make him into a villain, and the other into a stronger man.